Hello, Mountain Lions, and welcome back to the Red Mountain Radio. Once again, I'm your host, Brooklyn Anaya, and today we've got a little bit of a mix-up for you. Instead of interviewing sports today, we're talking to a FASFA peer coach, Anastasia Pham, to get all the news on the FASFA application. For those of you who haven't listened in before, here at the Red Mountain Radio, we cover everything surrounding Red Mountain High School, whether it be sports, performing arts, the student body, or staff happenings. Seniors, make sure to pay close attention during this episode to figure out your FAFSA with Anastasia. Let's jump right in. Hi everyone, I'm here with Anastasia Pham.
Hi.
From our FAFSA peer coach team. Anastasia, thank you so much for getting some time to talk to us today about FAFSA. It plays a huge role in seniors applying for college. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, of course. So first of all, FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. So obviously we're looking at grants for low interest loans or work study programs for the government. And basically it just covers any type of federal aid anybody would need for post-secondary education.
Free money for college.
Yeah,
to help pay for college.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing, especially for some families that can't afford college. I mean, it's expensive nowadays, and that aid really helps students pursue their education to higher standards.
Yeah, of course.
That's awesome. So FAFSA is only for seniors, or is it for juniors also looking to graduate early? Is it for anyone going to college, basically?
So FAFSA can be completed at any time. I would recommend people do it during their senior year because we have a lot of resources for that. Like, for example, we would go into their seniors Gov and Econ class and help them during that period. And it's really only useful for when you're going to college. So let's say, for example, you're filling out your FAFSA. It'll ask you to fill out the next year's FAFSA form because it's going to be used for next year's education. So that's why I would say submit it when you're a senior, but you can have your parents start filling out their form so that you don't have to wait on them when you're a senior and you need to submit it.
So your parents also have to fill out a FAFSA form?
Yeah. So when you fill out your part, you're going to fill out just some basic information about your parents, and then you'll send them a link for them to finish it, and then they'll just do it whenever they have time, and then the whole thing will be processed, and then you can get your federal aid.
Yes, and what about for families with split households where one parent maybe isn't living with the other? Do they have to send out two separate forms, or can the parents still collaborate on that?
For that, it just depends on if they fill out their taxes together. Usually the general answer is that no, you would only have to do one form because you're just doing it for yourself. But what would happen is that whether FAFSA asks for which parent. So usually you would put the parent that contributes more. Let's say your parents are divorced or something. Whoever earns the most, that's whose information you would put down, and then that's the parent who fills out their part. The other parent doesn't have to do anything.
Okay, so it's just the highest earning parent.
Yes.
Okay, because that's probably a pertinent question to a lot of our students here at Red Mountain, and we just want to help you guys out, let you guys know a little bit more about FAFSA.
Yeah, of course.
So you're a FAFSA peer coach, Anastasia. How do you get to be a FAFSA peer coach, and what is being a FAFSA peer coach?
What I did is that there was an announcement in Canvas, so I just looked into it, and then I went through an interview, and then I got to meet all of the other coaches. I told them what my skills were. So I'm actually the marketing director, so I just make a bunch of flyers, and I've made some collaborations with the RMTV like I'm doing right now, and I'm just trying to help everybody understand what FAFSA is so that they can fill it out. But that's basically how I became a peer coach.
Are there other students that are peer coaches here at Red Mountain?
Yeah, so all of our coaches are seniors, and they'll help from 2nd to 6th hour. And in 6th hour, we also have a peer coach that speaks Spanish, so she can help anyone who is Spanish speaking. And if they need help, Miss James, the college coordinator, is in there. And there's just a lot of tips and tricks that people usually wouldn't know that you would need to see a peer coach for. So I would just recommend it for anyone that just wants to fill it out.
Just wants to fill it out and get some extra help.
Yeah.
How do we reach out to these peer coaches and to Miss James to ask for a little bit more help? I know we can go into the comments, but what else can we do?
You could always look up her email on the Red Mountain High School website, or you can just talk to basically any administrator about it, and they should be able to contact Miss James, or they can just point you in the right direction. But like you said, the easiest way would probably be just going into the Commons, and then there's a little corner that says FAFSA that anyone can go check out, and we'll just be sitting there.
And helping out.
Yep.
That's awesome. I want to talk a little bit about, like, how can it impact your chances of being able to go to college? Do you know those, like, statistics and stuff?
Okay, I don't know specific statistics, but what it does help is financial aid. It won't help your admissions, but basically what it does is that you fill it out and then they'll send it to all the colleges that you want to go to, which is another important information because I know a lot of people don't know what college they want to go to, but you should just keep that in mind while you're filling it out because you can always add or subtract schools. It'll just send all your financial information to the college and the college will decide whether or not they give certain scholarships for you or whatever. So it is pretty impactful for whether or not you can go financial wise.
And especially because some colleges, I'm aware, have like certain quotas for certain financial groups. And especially if you're in those low income families, you can get a lot of money to help you go to college.
Oh yeah, of
course. In those colleges. And that's super helpful, especially if you want to, I don't know, be a doctor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cheap. So it can help you really pursue your secondary education.
Yeah.
And that makes your life better, you know?
Oh yeah, I would 100% agree.
Is there anything that you wanted to address on the podcast, letting everybody know about FASFA?
I would just say some additional information is that a lot of students don't know that they can get financial aid because a lot of people would say that they make too much money or they don't know. And while it is true that if you make a lot of money in your household, you are less likely to get aid from FASFA, you are never not guaranteed money. Does that make sense? So like there's never going to be a time where you are guaranteed to get zero money. So I would say it takes like 5 minutes. It's super easy to do. Always fill it out because it can do need-based scholarships while also doing merit-based scholarships, and that's where the colleges come in and they look at all your information and everything. There's also something called the AZ Promise program, which can pay for full tuition, usually for Arizona schools like ASU and stuff like that, but we do know like those are really popular schools and they're really expensive. Things like that are based on your GPA, and it can be really easy to qualify, just people just don't know what it is. So I would say always fill out your FAFSA no matter what. It doesn't take that long, and it's pretty easy to do.
Fill out as many forms as you can. Get
That's
as
true.
many opportunities as possible.
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you so much for letting us know this amazing information. I really hope it helps a lot of people fill out their FAFSA soon. What is the deadline for filling out FAFSA?
I actually don't know.
Oh.
But I would say do it as soon as possible because I don't think there's any official deadline. The reason why you want to do it as soon as it opens is because FAFSA will run out of money towards the end. So it's kind of like a first come, first serve type basis. Like, of course, if you're in like a lot of need and you fill it out towards the end of the FAFSA period, it'll be a little difficult, but I recommend just do it as soon as possible. Like, for example, this one opened November 30th, but usually it opens December 1st. So once you find out that FAFSA was open, fill it out as soon as you can, and then do it before you go to college. I know that the date that you have to commit to a college is May 1st. Try to do it before then. But it really just depends on the college because sometimes they will stop taking FAFSA at a certain point. And also if you want to do early decision or early action for a certain school, their FAFSA deadline is also at a different point. So I would say do your own research, but just try to fill it out as soon as it comes out.
Some good information.
There's just one more. If anyone decides to go to MCC, obviously this is very specific to Arizona students, but if they go to MCC and then they qualify for the FAFSA grant, they can keep the grant for themselves.
So they don't have to use it for their schooling.
Anybody with a 3.25 GPA or higher goes to MCC for free if they went to Red Mountain.
So you can get your free education.
Yeah.
If you keep up your grades.
Yeah, of course.
What I'm taking away from this is fill out your FAFSA, research your college, research your needs, get your parents on board, and keep up your good grades.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's super easy. So everybody should do their FAFSA right now. That'd be good.
Agree.
Yes, amazing. Well, Anastasia, thank you so much for coming on today, coming on the podcast. It was really nice to hear all the insight that you gave us about FAFSA, and I really hope this reaches a lot of people so they can learn how to take action for their own future.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Well, listeners, that's it for this week's episode. We got some great information on the FAFSA application with Anastasia Pham, and I hope all of you seniors learned how to fill out your FAFSA application. Thank you again for tuning in to Bonus 2, Season 4 of the Red Mountain Radio, featuring Anastasia Pham. You can follow us on Instagram at Red Mountain Radio, spelled REDMTNRADIO, to receive updates on episode drops and fun behind-the-scenes insights. You can also email us at Red Mountain Radio, spelled the exact same way as our Instagram, if you are an organization or club looking to be on the podcast. I'm your host, Brooklyn Anaya, and thanks again for joining me for this Red Mountain Radio episode. Today's episode was written by Brooklyn Anaya. Our directors are Brooklyn Anaya and Connor Sampson. Our producers are Mr. Kelly from RMTV, Brooklyn Anaya, and Connor Sampson. Our sound engineer is Connor Sampson. Thanks to Connor Sampson for mixing and editing this episode. Thanks to our special guest for this episode, Anastasia Pham. And last, but certainly not the least, thanks to you, listener, for tuning in today. Your support is what keeps us making episodes. This was Bonus 2, Episode 7, FASFA Announcement with Anastasia Pham by the Red Mountain Radio. No punchline this time.